Good day, my wonderful people. You're welcome to the channel. This is Glow Fashion. So today, this is what we are learning: a bodycon gown with flay, and also there is the part at the front and also a collar. So if you are just joining us, please subscribe to the channel, and if you are a returning subscriber, you are blessed. So please watch this video to the end. It's very educative and you're going to learn a lot from it. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. Today we'll be learning how to make a bodycon gown with front zipper and flay down. And the measurement I'll be using for that is nipple shoulder to nipple point 9.5, shoulder to under bust 12.5, shoulder to half length 15.5. The circumference of the bust is 34, circumference of under bust is 28.5, circumference of half length is 28. The gown length is 44, the nipple to nipple is 7, shoulder is 15, and the sleeve is 13 and 11.5, while the hip measurement is 40. So those are the measurements we need for this tutorial. So I'm using this side for the shoulder. I measure from the shoulder to the nipple point, that's 9.5, to the under bust is 12.5, to half length is 15.5. Then hip length, I determine the hip length on 24 inches. Then where the flay is going to be connected to the main bodice, I determined that on 36. Then I gave half inch for the seam, because I'm going to stitch the flay to the main bodice. So I'm using half inch for that. Then I came back here to measure the circumference of the shoulder, which is 7.5. That is 15 divided by 2. That's 7.5. Then from that 7.5, I come down with 7 inches. So from the 7 inches, I measure 4.5. Then I just mark that. Then at this angle where I measure the 7.5, I come in with 1 inch. So after that, from the shoulder, I measured 1 inch inward. So I connected the lines together just to form my armhole measurement. Then the nipple point, I measured the circumference of the nipple, which is 34 inches, and I added 2 inches to the allowance. I'm just adding these inches because if you are doing yours and you are not using a stretchy fabric like I am using, you will need to add allowance to yours. But for the fabric I'm using, I will still need to cut out all this excess allowance I added because I don't really need it. The fabric is stretched. So here, the under bust, I measure the circumference of the under bust. That's 28.5 divided by 4. Then I added the allowance of 2 inches as well. So at the half length, I measure the circumference of the half length, that's 28 inches. Then I added 2 inches for my seam allowance. So the hip also, I divided that by 4. I divided the hip by 4, which is 10 inches. The hip is 40 divided by 4, then plus 2 inches. But for the knee length, here I'm going to connect the flay to. I subtracted 4 inches from the hip circumference. So the hip circumference is 40, then minus 4. That will give me 36. So I divided the 36 by 4. That's because I want that shape to really come out there. So 36 divided by 4 will give me 9 inches. Then I added the seam allowance of 2 inches to that. Then the measurement I have here, I measure the same thing here. I transfer it to the allowance. So now, for the armhole, the total circumference I have here, total measurement I have here, I transfer it here. That is, this one is 10.2 something. Sorry, this is 10 and a half. So the 10 and a half, I transfer it to here. Then I added 1 inch. That's for this slope here, just to make this slope for the armhole. So I added 1 inch, and I did likewise for here as well. So now I can go ahead and cut this out. So now after cutting this out, I'll input my dart. So for the dart, I'll measure from the nipple point. The circumference of the dart is 7 inches. So divided by 2 will give me 3.5 inches. Then from the half length, I measured the 3.5 inches from the nipple point down to the half length. Then from the half length, I'll come down by 5 inches. So I'll still measure the 3.5 here. So now I'll connect the lines together. 3.5 inches I mentioned. It here. Now, after connecting the lines, I'll measure the half length. I'll measure ½ inch inward. Measure ½ inch to the right and to the left side. Then I will just make it a triangular shape back to the nipple point. Back to the neck. For the neckline, there's zipper at the front, so I'll measure 2.5 inches. There's shirt collar there, so I'll measure 2.5 inches. Then I'll come down with 2.5 as well, because I don't want it to be too low. I'll measure 1 inch here, then slant it back to this neckline. And I'll cut out the neckline and then I know you will be wondering why I did not add any allowance here at the zipper. That's because there's no allowance in the gown. It's a bodycon gown, but you will see when I'm showing the way I'm going to fix the zip without adding allowance to the neckline. So I'll put this aside for this from the front body. But I did not add any zipper allowance to the back bodies as well. So if you are cutting yours, you don't really need zipper allowance at the back. You can well fix your invisible zip by the side. Or if you want to put the zipper allowance at the back, if you like to put your zipper at the back, you can still put it. You will just add 2 inches allowance to this, to the bodies, but you will not be able to fix the zip up to the neckline because there is definitely a collar there. So it will just stand in between the hip and the back. You can start from the nipple points, I don't know. So, but to make things easy, you can just fix your invisible zip at the side to make the work easy for you. So for the neckline, of the back, I've shaped the shoulder, so I'll just measure 1 inch 1 inch. And I'll connect it back to, so I'm using 1 inch by 2.5 for the neckline backing. So that's for both front and back. And I will put my darts on the back bodies, and we have folded my fabric. I'll place the brown paper on my fabric ball. You know, I said I'm not going to make use of this allowance because of the fabric, because the fabric is stretchy. So let me first of all cut out the allowance out to know the direction of the fabric. I ensure that the stretchy side is the one that is going to be by the side, not the one I'm going for. I've cut both back and front part of the fabric. I'll place the back body. You know, I said there is opening at the middle of the front body. So now for the opening, where I'm going to fit the zipper, I'll measure 8 inches. So this is where the zipper is going to be fit. The part of the gown, I folded my fabric into two. So to know the measurement I'm going to use for this flay, I'll just subtract the main bodies of the gown from the length of the gown, which is the length of the gown is 44 inches minus the first one I cut, which is the nail length, that's 36. 44 minus 36, that's 8 inches. Then I will add 1 to it, which is the one I'm going to use to fold it. Then I'm going to use half to fold, then half to connect it to the upper part of the main bodies. So I'll just fold it this way. So which means I need 9 inches for the length. So what I'm cutting now is 360-degree flay. You can see I'm going to have a circle at the end of this flay. So that's why I folded it like this. Now this is 9 inches. And I'll go around with, I'll measure from here to here, that's 3.4. So I'll measure what I have here. What I have here must be equal to the circumference I use for the nail length, which is 36. So if it is not up to this, you did not get it right, or if it is excess, at least you can still pleat. That is if you want pleat there. So you need this 36, nothing less, nothing more, except if you want pleat there or any gather there. So in case of this stretchy fabric now, if I don't have up to that, this stretchy fabric will still measure up to that. But in case if you are cutting yours and you are not using a stretchy fabric, we have to, this is 28 inches. Because it's stretchy, I can use it, but because of this tutorial I'm not going to go with that, so I'll just adjust my fabric, then go again. That's 4.5. I'll just go around with the 4.5. So what I need here is 9 inches. That is 36 divided by 4. So now I have my 9 inches, which is 36. Then I'll place my tape back here. This is starting from this point to here is starting, then I'll go around with the 13 inches rather. And then I'll cut that. So now, after cutting it, you know I said you should have a circle to make 360-degree flip. You can see. So that's what I mean by 360-degree flip. So I'll just put this aside and cut sleeve. I'm going to fold it into four because I want to cut the two sleeves together. So now I'll measure the length of the sleeve. So I have 15 inches here. And there's going to be folding, so I'm making it for 14 inches. This is where it's going to end. 14 inches. So from this point, I'll measure 5. Then for the elbow length, I'll measure 10. I'll measure 2 inches here. So here, the circumference of the bicep is 13 inches. 13 inches. Then I will add 1 inch for seam. Then here, measurement of the elbow is 11 inches divided by 2. Then I will add half that as well. So I'll just extend this to the length of the sleeve. Then connect this to it as well. So whatever I have here now, I will extend it to this point, then add 1 inch. I extended that to the 2 inches I measured earlier. Then I'll just give it this off shape. I'll go ahead and cut it. The first thing I will do now is to stitch my zipper to the neckline. But I couldn't get the color of this fabric, so I'm using this black jean zip. So it's only the mouth that is going to show. So I'll go ahead and stitch that. After fixing the zipper, you can see there is like small bulge here, so I'll just stitch this side down. Stitching the zipper, I'll go ahead and stitch both back and front bodies together, the neckline and the shoulder of the back and the shoulder of the front bodies together. So after stitching the shoulders together, I'll measure the circumference I have here. You know, I told you that it has like shirt neck, the collar there. So I'll measure what I have here. Remember, this fabric is stretchy, so you have to be careful when measuring. You don't have to drag it so it doesn't stretch too much. So I have 18 inches here. I'm okay with the 18 inches. My straight now, you can see it's already stretching. So 18 inches is okay. Then I'll go ahead and cut my collar, my shirt collar. The collar, I measured 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches by 19, which means I added 1 inch for my seam, that is half on both left and right side. Then the 3 inches I'm still going to stitch half up and down, so that means I'm using 2 at 2.5 inches for my collar. Then from that point, from here down here, I'll just measure 1 inch. Let me fold it into 2, so I will not need to be doing double work. So I'll measure 1 inch here. Then from there, I'll just slant it to the edge. Sorry, it may not really show the kind of fabric I'm using. So I'll string that from the edge to down 1 inch. Then here as well, I'll just measure half. Half, I'll just slant it this way. That's from the middle. This is the up and this is the down, so I'll notch it down. And I'm cutting two of this, so this is the collar. So I'm cutting two of this. So this is one I'll just cut, the one that I'll use to face it. I'm gonna ahead to cut the facing. Then I added stay to it. Despite the fact that the fabric is a bit stretchy, I still need to put stay. But it's not really necessary for a stretchy fabric. So if you are cutting yours and it's not stretchy, that means you are putting stay. So now I'll go ahead and stitch the upper part together. After stitching the upper part, I'll stitch the two sides as well. And after stitching the collar, I left like ½ inch for my stitch. That's where I'm going to stitch first. And this is my zipper, the front side. I'm just going to place it like this. I'll first stitch here. After the first stitch, I'll just fold here and I'll stitch it again. So this is the fabric I'm using for this tutorial. It has a stretchy direction. I'll first do my illustration. Now I've stitched the collar to the main bodice. So the next thing now is to first stitch out my measurement. After stitching the measurement out, the next thing is to join the flay to the hemline of the main bodice. Now after stitching the flay to the hemline of the main bodice of the gown, this is the outcome. So then after that, I'll just fold the bodice together to trim out my armhole. I need to reshape it. So now I'll place back my tape rule. You know, I folded the two together. So I will place back my tape. Then measure our usual 7 inches. Then for this side, measure 4.5. Folded the hemline of the sleeve, so I'll just go ahead and attach it to my bodice. So now I've stitched the shoulder. So if you want to stitch yours, you can use your pin to secure it here, and the notched part of the sleeve, stitch it to the shoulder. Then you stitch it round. So thank you very much for watching this video today. Stay blessed.